Hi everyone, thanks for watching this question and answer video. It's been a couple weeks, and like I said, more questions and these videos will be more often. You want this to come out next Monday, just ask questions, okay? So I got some questions to make another one. And last week the theme was about terms. And I see there's a lot more questions about this, about terms, about boundaries, limits, threats, rules, stuff like this. A lot of you guys have it a little confused, which makes sense why we're in relationships like this. So today I'm going to recommend a book. I recommend books sometimes. And this one is about boundaries, but it's actually a workbook. I wanted to find something that is more interactive to help you guys learn better. But I'm telling you, if you guys have ever had a relationship with someone toxic, we could have better boundaries. Maybe everybody could have better boundaries and know what they are. So this is a workbook. It's called Boundaries Workbook, When to Say Yes, How to Say No, to Take Control of Your Life. It has just great ratings, 5,000 people give it 4.7 stars out of 5. Came out in 2018. The paperback is $13.49 on Amazon. The link will be down below in the description box if you guys are interested. I hope you are. I can't express enough how important boundaries are because it's about you. Learning your boundaries means you're learning about you, and you're learning how to communicate better to have a better, healthy relationship. Most important thing to us, okay? So it's extremely important. Let me know if anybody's read this or actually done this workbook, please. And anybody who does, please come back and give me some feedback about it. Let me know what you think. Just to give you a little bit about it. Following the latest edition of Boundaries, chapter by chapter, these interactive exercises are designed to help you take a closer look at your own life and ask yourself, why do I feel guilty about setting clear boundaries? All of you have felt that. What if the boundaries I set hurt the other person? We're always worried about that. That's not boundaries. That's somebody else's boundaries. What is it? Why is it difficult for me to hear no from others? What are examples of legitimate boundaries I can set at work and at home? And this is obviously helping you learn and how to respect other people's boundaries. Something we may still not be good at. If we don't have good boundaries, we tend to not be aware of others' boundaries very well. How can I have good boundaries online and with social media? That's important. Can I stay connected while still setting boundaries with my phone? Boundaries Workbook gives you the support and the scripture you need to help others respect your boundaries, whether you want to improve your work-life balance or you're practicing saying no when someone asks you to volunteer for one more activity. So anyone interested, links down below. Like I said, please let me know if you've ever read it, if you have read it, or if you do. Let us know what you think. First question is from Rory in Ohio. Hello, Rory. Why are we sometimes called upon to fix their outrageous, childish behaviors? Like it's our responsibility. That it's somehow our fault, that we are to blame. Rory from Ohio. Well, Rory, you've had children. You've expressed before, and children require things like that. So that tells you from an adult that not just that they're not mature, they're not independent. They don't know how to take care of themselves emotionally. I've expressed this multiple times. We have needs, most important thing in our life, and we have to meet them for ourselves before we can have a relationship. If we don't, like children, we depend on others to do that for us. We have a relationship. The closer you get to someone like this, the more the responsibility is placed onto you to take care of them emotionally, to offer them the security that they cannot offer themselves. Not just in your relationship and reassure them you're going to be there for them and not cheat on them. No, you have to constantly reassure that their life is okay and what they do is okay and all their BS and childish and outrage behaviors and rage and all this is all okay. It's all okay. You're okay all the time. And you can't do it. So that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Why am I called upon to fix their outrageous, childish behaviors? Because they can't do it themselves. And if we choose to have people in our lives that aren't independent like this, then we tend to assume responsibility. I think the question is why do you? Why do you assume? Why do we assume responsibility for others' actions, others' responsibilities? You know, that is poor boundaries that we have obviously developed from our family. And Rory's next question is, do you think jumping to conclusions can be a sign of narcissistic abuse? Maybe because I feel I have to come up with an immediate solution, answer, conclusion, so as not to face some kind of wrath. Rory from Ohio. Here's my reply. I think I know what you mean. Every problem, no matter how big or small, caused so much stress. It's so... Oh, and then I go on about the weather. Not being able to express ourselves, not being able to communicate means that we aren't going to get what we need, what we want. We aren't going to feel good. We're going to compromise our values otherwise. Okay? And when people that are toxic in our lives, they put this kind of pressure on you and you feel like you can't express yourself because they don't care. You don't have to do that with healthy people. They ask. You don't have to just demand and tell them. Can jumping to conclusions be a sign of narcissistic abuse? I mean, sure, I guess. You know, what is it exactly? You said you have to feel like you have to come up with immediate solutions for them and stuff like this. No, if you don't like it, it doesn't feel good. You say, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. This feels bad. And I'm going to tell you guys, the biggest mistake we make when communicating with our partners is placing importance and attention on what people do. And you accuse them of doing something, then they accuse you of doing something, and all that matters is how you feel about it. If what they're doing doesn't feel bad, you aren't going to tell them what they're doing is wrong, right? But what you're really telling them when what they're doing is wrong is because it makes you feel bad. So why don't you just tell people it feels bad? This feels bad. If I had a wife that really loved me and really cared truly about me, she would care when I tell her I don't feel good. I'm stressed. I don't like this. I feel bad. That's all I have to say. What is it, honey? What is it? Something I'm doing? Can I do something to help you feel better? That's it. Do you see that? But when two people aren't working together for this, it's always stress. So if somebody cares about how you feel and what you want and what you need, that means they care about you. So we don't need to play games anymore with people and try to get them to care about these things. We just say, I feel this way. If they say, I don't care, or you shouldn't, that's too insensitive. You just say, I feel this way. I don't want to feel this way anymore. What are we going to do to help me not feel this way anymore? If they're not going to work with you to help you feel better, it's over. That simple. It really is that simple. What causes us the stress is saying, oh no. We stay and we go, oh, please change. Please be different. I'll help you. Do this. You did that. That's wrong. You did this. Oh, you did this. You did that. No, I feel this way. That's who I am. Do you care? Are you going to help me feel better? No? Okay. I'm out. What am I going to do to make myself feel better then? I can't control them. What can I do to make myself feel better? They don't care. They're hurting me. They make me feel bad. They don't care. It's that simple. And that's why majority of people don't have these kinds of relationships or understand them. They don't need to. Fortunately for them, they don't need to. Unfortunately for us, we need to have these relationships to finally learn what our parents didn't teach us. So the real crime is not learning. We just keep repeating it. Okay? Stress disorders. There you go. There's your stress disorder. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make it stop. I don't know how to get away from it. I don't know how to fix them, help them, change them, but I keep trying. Rory, I have one more question. It's rainy here in Ohio. I hope you're having a great Saturday and feeling well. Thank you. My question is, whenever my husband would be upset with me, or we had an argument, or was generally unhappy with me, he would take it out on the kids or other people when we were out in public. He would be more argumentative, rude, obnoxious, condescending, hope I hit all the bases, to waiters, waitresses, cashiers, whoever got in his path. I figure out much later, because apparently I'm a very slow learner, that it was a way he used to control me. So I would shut up, be obedient, not voice my opinions. Have you ever noticed this in your own life or the lives of others dealing with narcissistic people? Thank you, David. Yeah, I have, and I'm sorry that was a majority of your life for a long time. I'm sorry. That's why values are our standards. They better be. Because our values are either our standards in relationships or we either compromise them. We can't keep our values and have people in our life that don't value those as well. Okay? He doesn't value respect. Rory does. The only way to have him in your life, you have to get rid of respect and say it's okay. See that? So, yeah, I have experienced this. Many men have experienced this that are watching right now. Many of you men. When you have a woman in your life who controls you by threats. Something I experienced quite a bit was someone threatening, I'm going to be loud and scream and fight with you so the neighbors hear us. She knew I didn't like that at all. I think that's disgusting. It's trash. It's unhealthy. I don't want our neighbors to hear you yelling and screaming. Well, she would also go and tell my neighbors I beat her. She would also use this to say, I know that she knew that if she was loud enough, police will come. And that scares me because I know that when it comes to domestic violence, no matter what, they're looking at the man more, and I don't want to go to jail for that and have my life ruined. And I would freak out and try to calm her down and jump through her hoops and please stop and please don't do this. Oh my God, please stop. And she had a ball with it. She would yell louder and she'd do it smiling. She wasn't even angry sometimes. She learned that worked and she continued to do it. She also would fake these kind of emotional, angry outbursts. She knew it worked so well that when she wanted to go and break up with me and cheat on me, she wouldn't even have to break up with me. She would just go, oh, I'm so angry. It was pathetic. It got to the point where it's like, you aren't even trying to convince me. I'm so angry. Oh my God. She'd throw something, break something, and just walk right out. Wouldn't see her for a couple of days. She'd go cheat. I knew it. Yeah, it's disgusting. Pretty bad. I'm sorry that you experienced that, Rory, and I'm sorry for everybody else that has experienced something like that. And I use my example for men because I'm a man, but I know many of you women have experienced this kind of stuff. Love to hear your examples. Ask questions, okay? That's why in the beginning of every relationship we have to know who we are, and the most important is values when we meet people, okay? And they have to value the same things you guys value. It'll cause nothing but stress, compromise yourself, sacrifice, numb, neglect, all of that. Okay? Not everybody values honesty. If you do, realize that not everybody else does. And it takes an awful long time to get to know somebody because everybody says, oh, I thought they were. They were so nice in the beginning. They're so good. They're so honest and so caring in the beginning. Yeah. How about in 2 years? How about in 6 months? Yeah. They don't need to be in our house yet or meet our children. We don't need to say I love you yet. We don't need to have sex yet. We don't need to get married, sign financial agreements together. Just get to know them. That's all. I cut your name off, but I'm pretty sure it's Victoria. This is the V. I think this is Victoria. And tell us your locations, guys. Please tell us where you are. Hi, David. Happy to see you're back. Thank you. I got to spend time with my sister. She said if I ever hear that you are talking about me, I will never talk to you again. This scared me. What if someone said I was talking about her? I no longer feel safe around her because in the back of my mind, I know she could leave at any time. That is absolutely appropriate. We take threats very seriously, and if someone's going to threaten you, it's going to exploit your security. So in relationships, right, we have emotional needs. What all you guys tell me is the most important is security. So this might be the most important thing in your entire life, that I have relationships with people and I feel secure in them. Okay? We don't threaten. Threats are forms of violence. You know what I'm trying to say? Can't say it. It is, though. Okay? It doesn't really matter what the threat is. It's just I'm threatening you. I'm going to leave you. I will leave you. I will leave you. I won't talk to you again. I'll go back to whoever. I'm going to take my boyfriend back. I'm never going to go talk to you. I'm going to X you out of my life. Bye. There's no security. Okay? We don't have people that express violence in their life. We don't have that around us at all. Anybody that shouts, anybody that yells, anybody that bangs stuff, throws stuff, hits stuff, and anybody that threatens you. Okay? We don't give ultimatums. We don't give threats. We don't give rules. We have terms and boundaries, limits. So she's not going to offer any emotional security to you. Okay, so what are you going to do about that? The closer you get to her, the worse you'll feel. I would get further away from her. Yeah. You can tell her, you can't threaten me, and I won't be in a relationship with you until you tell me that you'll be my sister for life. And she goes, well, not if you do this and not if you do. No. We're either going to try to have a relationship together or we're not. And in that relationship that we try, we're going to be committed and we're going to invest and we're not going to threaten each other. And you don't need to tell me that you're going to leave me. If you're going to leave me for A, B, and C, goodbye. Okay? I'm not telling you to get rid of your sister. We need boundaries. That's how you feel. Don't let her make you feel bad. Don't make her let you feel uncomfortable. Okay? And then we have terms. So one of your terms, if you want to have a relationship with her, I would suggest you say, you're not allowed to leave me. You're not allowed to cut me off. You're not allowed to ignore me. You're not allowed to end this relationship. Okay? Don't threaten me. And that's why I don't want to talk to you right now for a while. You know, you're so scared of me talking bad about you. Obviously, you can't trust me. So what are we doing? We're not going to get, that's not a term. That's a threat. You saying you can't threaten me is a term. Her threatening you is a threat. It's not a term. She's giving you ultimatums. We never do that. That is not a committed relationship, is it, guys? No, that's one foot out the door. It's the same as if I was cheating on you. I'm lying to you. Things like this. Not agreeing to things. Not investing. Okay? I'm sorry, Victoria. You can't have the relationship you want with her. Come up with terms and tell her these are your terms. And if she doesn't agree to them, there is no relationship. And so if you keep trying, it will just only cause you stress. Okay? If she doesn't value respect and you do, to keep her in your life, you have to compromise respect. Say, I don't care about respect anymore. I care about this person who doesn't care about respect. Okay? Rory again. Geez, our fourth question, Rory. You're just trying to make sure we have these videos, I think. Rory's from Ohio, says, thank you so much for answering all my questions. You're welcome. I do understand you're not being able to offer legal or medical advice. Thank you for reading my comment and adding some to it. I hope it will help those on an exit plan. Me too. So they don't feel stuck. Your answer to my husband's closing his eyes while lying is hilarious. Very animated. I had to laugh. And the question I had about asking someone what a relationship looks like means to them. What it looks like to me is a long-term, slow commitment. Good. Okay, so we don't need people in our life that want immediate gratification, that are looking for something right now from you. Okay? They might see it as get what I want fast, tell you what you want to hear, relationship. Yeah. Enjoy your day, David. As always, I enjoyed the Q&A. Thank you, Rory. Thank you for making them great. So something I made a video recently about compulsive liars, and it's something that I said I was going to tell you at the end and I didn't. So I'll say it here. There's many different kinds of liars and stuff like this, but when someone in your life is lying to you, they'll do it two different ways. And I mean it. This is serious. Simple, I mean. That's it. Okay? So when you're trying to figure out the truth, and your partner's telling you the truth, they are going to work together with you to find the truth. Does that make sense? If you're questioning me about anything I did, and I love you, and I want to reassure you I didn't do it, and I didn't do it, I'm going to communicate, I'm going to be eager, I'm going to look at you, and I'm going to work with you, and I'm going to answer your questions, just like, no, yes, like this, yes. Do you see, honey? Do you feel better? Do you understand? Do you see that? So the one way people will deceive you and be deceptive and they don't want you to find the truth. They're not working with you and helping you find and come to the truth. They're not trying to reassure you. So they won't look at you. They'll be like, oh, annoyed. They'll be very defensive, right? They'll one-word answers. Yes, no, I don't know, maybe, sometimes, whatever. They're not cooperating with you. Makes sense? That means they're deceptive. They're not telling you something. They're hiding something. They do not want you to find the truth. Doesn't that make sense? Don't fight and argue with people like this. They're lying to you. They're deceiving you. Don't accept it either. Accept that they're liars. Don't accept lying. What are you going to do about it? Stop trying to change them. That's who they are. They're liars. They think it's okay. They're going to cover up with more lies. They're going to be deceptive. More lies. Change their story. Okay? The person that's telling the truth works with you, right? Let's find the truth. Yes, honey, it's like this. It's like that. Now, the other liar looks like that. They're trying to work with you to tell you the truth, but they're lying. Okay? So they may be, what they'll do, remember, the first person won't be quiet. They usually won't tell you much. Yep, no. The other person will tell you too much. No, honey, it's like this, and because of like this. I know I was driving down the store, and while I was driving to the store, I saw the sign. The sign is about something. But anyway, I know like this, and then their animators and stuff like this get more and more and more, and their voice gets like this, and they get like this, and like get a little higher in voice, and they'll stare at you, eyes contact, and not break it because they want to see if you're believing their BS. And it doesn't feel good. And it's not believable. And they'll change their story. And they add too much detail and they talk too much. Does that make sense? That's it. Okay? That's how you know if someone's deceiving you. The problem with this that we face, guys, is that when we realize they're lying, we don't stop. We keep trying to call them out on their lies and show them that they're lying. It's not going to work unless they're severely scared. It works in police interrogations because they're worried about going to prison for their whole life. If they don't care about you or worried about what's going to happen, they ain't going to work with you. It's not going to work. So the biggest thing with liars, right, is if I just talk to you normally like this all the time, and I answer questions like this all the time, and even if I'm angry, I tell you I'm angry, and if I'm sad, I tell you I'm sad. But all of a sudden, when you ask me if I did something wrong, I changed and I'm changing my baseline. I'm different. Why? I'm deceiving you. Okay? And so if I'm not cooperating with you in any way, if I'm facing this way, I'm on my phone, I'm not looking at you, I don't know, and one word answers, and you understand because you know how that feels. Be done with it. They're lying to you. They're deceiving you. Accept that they're liars. Don't accept it in your life. What are you going to do? And then the other one is talking too much. So here's my baseline. If I'm not helping you find the truth, I'm deceiving you. If I'm trying to tell you too much, I'm trying to steer you away from the truth. And here's the biggest thing. People will either tell you a story or they'll sell you a story. Okay? So when we learn what telling a story is like, we see how different it is from selling you a story. Telling a story is cooperating and looking at you and answering questions with just enough words and information you need. Not too little, not too much. Right here. Okay? Hope that helps. It's something that can really, really help you guys in business too. Victoria again. Hi, Victoria from the Bay Area. I had to let go of my new therapist during one of our sessions. She asked me if I was drunk. This really hurt my feelings because of my stroke. Sometimes my speech is slurry. I felt very insulted. I was overreacting. You're asking me, was I overreacting? I'm sorry, Victoria. That's sad. Sounds like you have somewhat of a medical disability. And your therapist, you would think that she knows this. I'm sorry she asked if you're drunk. I'm sorry that it hurt your feelings so much. Did you tell her? You let go of her. It's over. Leave it that way. Okay? I wouldn't go back even if you realized like you were wrong about something or something. Just when relationships end like that, just end it. Find someone else. And I'm really sorry. That's really sad. I can't tell you if you're overreacting. I wouldn't do that. I don't know, Victoria. I wasn't there. All that matters is that it really upset you. Finding a new therapist is totally okay. Totally okay. I hope you do find another one at least. Okay? Don't let this decide that you don't want help anymore at all. Right? I don't know I don't know. I'm not going to tell you you're overreacting because it doesn't really matter what you did. If you don't like how you handled it, Victoria, and you can think of a way that you'd like to handle it better next time, not last time, can't change it. Don't beat yourself up. Is there some way you'd like to handle it better next time? Try to do that, okay? But it's okay. You felt bad, and I hope that you're making yourself feel better. I'm really sorry. That's really sad. I would imagine your therapist feels kind of bad. Not that I hope people feel bad, but I hope that bothers them a little bit. And Rory again, I think it's just Rory and Victoria today. 2 people. If there's not any more than 2 people with questions, we're in trouble. There's not going to be many more of these. My question to you is about my husband's rules. He had one rule that if you go in a store, you should buy something. That's a great rule for himself, but we don't put rules on other people. He would get visibly upset if I didn't. Another rule was if we were dining out, I had to sit at the table wherever they put the placemat and utensils. Okay, that's a good rule that he can use for himself, but he can't place rules on other people. Maybe I don't want to sit facing bathroom or wall. He would seethe at that one. These are just a couple of his rules. You can't make this stuff up, LOL. Rory from Shivering in Ohio. You can't make this stuff up, and I'm glad you're laughing about it now. I hope you're not laughing about how bad it made you feel. That is just sick, so controlling. It just doesn't make sense to have rules like this. But we never have rules on people. Okay? We have to have healthy terms. And those aren't terms, those are rules. I don't care how he voices it. You can't do this, you can do that, you can't do this. I mean, what would you have done, Rory, at the very beginning of this relationship? And I guess I should ask, not what would you have done then. What would you do now? Rory 2023. How would you handle it if you started dating somebody and they said, I have 2 rules for you? One, or let's just say he put it as terms. I have terms. And one of the terms is that anytime you enter any kind of store, you have to buy something. And another term is that when we're dining out, you have to sit at the table where there's a placemat. Would you agree on those terms today? I hope not. And how long do these rules take to come out? It's interesting how these come out. There's many unspoken terms or rules in toxic relationships. You learn the hard way when you get in trouble, when you break a rule. I'd imagine he didn't necessarily come right out and say that at first. He'd just be kind of mad at you and say, I don't like that. I do this and I do that and you need to too. Clear, past codependency, totally controlling. We set rules, at work, at the workplace. There's laws that we all have to, but one can't place rules on another. That's like slavery, isn't it? If someone places rules on me, I'm not free to do what I want. Since you lived by this, you didn't have your right to peace, your right to privacy, your right to free will. Interesting. I wonder when he did finally voice these, or how. Was it always just you're in trouble when you do it, or I have a feeling he came around eventually and said it. How long did that take in your relationship? Years? I'm sorry, Rory, that you're confined to someone else's rules. Now you know what a slave is like. Sally from Canada. Hi, Sally. Can you explain how a narc steals someone's personality, and what are the personality changes, behaviors that show in the victim after years of being married to one? So the first part, we hear about this a lot, right? The narcissist will steal your personality. They don't actually steal your personality. I know why they say that, because we lose a part of who we are, and they're so unstable, they change who they are according to all kinds of things. If that makes sense. They'll compromise themselves. They don't give a crap. Reject themselves and pretend they're someone else that they're not. None of that matters to them. They're that unstable. And unstable people are like children. like teenagers, and we pick up things we hear and see all the time. All the time. Some little saying someone says, and we adopt that and say it all the time to other people until we realize, hey, that's not my saying. I don't like that. We dress like others and we mirror others and things like this. It's societal behaviors, but they don't really steal your personality. You lose yourself in a relationship, and they copy and mimic and stuff like this other people. So they'll see something you do and start saying it. They'll take your accomplishment and say they did it. Okay. They'll hear you'll tell them a story of something cool where you look like it's kind of heroic, and they'll go tell people that they did it. It's unstable. It's an unstable personality. And you said how, so I guess it's because in the relationship, we don't get what we need. This is who we are. We don't get what we need emotionally. We don't get security, emotional attention, privacy, autonomy, and many more. We aren't getting what we want. We try and we don't. We feel bad and not feeling better. We compromise everything we value, like I said earlier, honesty and integrity and respect and acceptance and loyalty. You can't have that with toxic people. Compromise that, and then you have this, your opinion and beliefs and stuff like that. I don't know how much you get to voice that, but we lose a sense of who we are, okay? And we can start looking like different people to someone else because we're going to start getting very depressed, and we're going to change. Our personality sucks, okay? And they adopt some parts and stuff like that, but believe me, they aren't adopting your personality. They still have a personality disorder. Yeah. So what are the personality changes, behaviors that show in the victim after years of being married to one? Depression and anxiety. To be in a relationship long term with a toxic person where we aren't getting our needs met, we aren't getting what we want. You can do any of this. It could be just not getting my emotional needs met in a relationship. Is massive, massive, massive stress. Not getting what I want, stress. Not feeling good, stress. Not compromising my values. Having my loved one being disrespectful, dishonest, never keeps their word, no loyalty, talks bad about me, all this stuff. This all feels bad, all causes stress. And during the stress, if we continue to do this, because what happens with stress is we have stress chemicals that help us fight it. Whether it's danger, fear, stress, we fight it or get away from it. And we do that right away if we're healthy. And then our feel-good hormones come and make us feel good. Under conditions where it's stress, where we're hypervigilant, always looking for danger and stuff like this, everything works really hard. Our chemicals make our eyes work better, make us faster, think quicker. Okay? Works good, but over time it causes massive depression and anxiety, and our nervous system doesn't work well. So we have lots of stress chemicals all the time. That's the anxiety, the worry, the panic, the neurosis, the hypervigilance. And then after a while, the stress causes depression because the feel-good hormones don't come into play anymore. It doesn't work. Our parasympathetic nervous system is not working anymore. Our sympathetic nervous system is in overdrive. Our stress chemicals. This starts to cause depression too. And our brain takes over because we lose ourself. Our brain's not ourself. It takes over, protects us, and causes us to think that everything is scary, that everyone's bad and toxic, everyone's a narcissist, everything's going to hurt me, I'm no good, I'm not, because they don't care how you feel. Brains just keep you alive, protect you. So now we're anxiety, we have depression, our nervous system doesn't work well, we have massive stress chemicals, we're losing our train of thought, our attention span, we forget things, we lose ourselves and hate ourselves and talk bad about ourselves, and we think other people are bad and scary. We isolate, cut relationships off, and eventually we get disease. Very common. People to be married to a toxic person and then get disease early in life. Cancer. Stress causes it. Biggest source of stress. Makes sense, right? What causes disease? More than anything, stress, guys. Stress. Long-term stress, cancer. Okay? Sick. So married to a narcissist, a toxic person, you start getting sick. Health problems. My belly, my chest, my head, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe even go to a doctor. They may not even find it. Hope that answered your question, Sally. Thank you. Let me know. Big Dave from Tennessee. Hi, Dave. Big Dave. Sorry, I forgot to put that info in my last question. I don't remember the last question, but let's see here. You said if she needs an apology after 2 years, she could be suffering from PTSD. I do feel I was wrong in how I handled the ending of this relationship. I do think she did have something going on when we were dating, and now that I have been learning stuff from you, I think she might have PTSD. Assuming this is correct, how does this not help her by offering her an opportunity for her closure and or the need for my apology? Because it's been 2 years, Dave. Okay. We could have given an apology then. We could have given closure then, but we didn't. And it's been over 2 years. If she's not feeling better, like I said, she might have PTSD, but she's not doing things for herself. Okay? I help my clients and we feel better right away. We find our own closure. You don't need to drag this out. And again, David, I'm not telling you not to. If you want to, go do it. But take care of Dave first. Dave comes first. If you have to give this apology to her to make yourself feel better, go do it. Can you kind of see how it might make you feel? Can you kind of look in the future and see what this might cause you? If this is somebody who hurts you and is dangerous, I'd be very careful. And just learn how you want to do things next time. Next time I want to give closure. Next time I want to be honest. Next time I like to handle it like this. That's all we can do, Dave, because we can't really fix the past. Sure, you can apologize. But if that's what she's waiting for after 2 years, she's not healthy, and that's not going to fix it. I hope I'm making some sense. If not, ask me, Dave. Do whatever you want. Go apologize to her. But don't do it for her. Do it for you by now. It's too late. Okay? If someone doesn't feel better about a relationship after 2 years, that's not healthy, and it's not going to help because Dave says, I'm sorry. That's not what, no. She might say that. I'm waiting for this. I'm not going to get better until he apologizes. But what's very interesting is I believe that she was the one that hurt you all the time in the relationship. And, she apologized to you. Try to just forgive yourself, Dave. I think that's what I see the most here, is it sounds like you're being hard on yourself and you need to forgive yourself. You can do that. Say it. Go look at yourself in a mirror. Apologize for what you've done and promise that you'll never do it again. And forgive yourself. Okay? Say it's okay. It's okay, Dave. I understand. That's not right. That doesn't feel good, so we're not going to do that again. Okay? If you want to go apologize to her, go apologize to her. If she's dangerous, stay away from her. It's that simple. Okay? And keep asking me. Thanks. Traveler Man from Louisiana. How do you communicate to someone with deaf ears? Joke. Closed off to any accountability. Immediately falls attacked when something is brought up. I've even been told I was gaslighting her, which completely confused me. That's gaslighting. She's gaslighting you. I said, no. Gaslight would be me lying, but what I'm saying is true, and that's why you're uncomfortable. It's okay. I want to fix the situation. I'm not coming at you. She's quick to point blame on me or tell me if I'm attacking her. I've tried to change my delivery, but no success. Anytime there's a conversation short of hopes, dreams, happy, la land topics, she immediately considers it a fight. She likes to say this XYZ needs change moving forward, setting standards for me to adhere by, but when I mention something, she agrees but doesn't follow through. I'm to the point of my last peace offering before I walk away. What I see here is someone that, it doesn't matter what I think about them, but it's causing you stress. And you're trying to fix it, just you. She's not. So what I see here is you have a problem in your relationship like everybody's going to and does. And you're trying to fix it like we need to. But there's only one problem. We can't fix it, so it's over. That's all. Can't fix it, that's over. Feel free to give it, if you really want to try, Dave, then we go by with who you are. And we go by terms. Okay? If she's threatening you and giving ultimatums, she can't do that. If she doesn't like that, it's already over. You can stay if you want. It's just going to cause you stress. Okay? Tell her how you feel and ask for what you want and let her know what the terms are. And when she agrees and breaks those terms, tell her you're not allowed to do that to me ever again. And you already agreed that you wouldn't do that. Because if someone keeps breaking terms, the relationship is over. We have to agree to the terms. We have to adhere by the terms if we agree upon them. She obviously is totally immature, totally sick, can't communicate, won't look at herself, won't take accountability, not responsible, doesn't know how to communicate, must be frustrating, must be stressful. I don't see how it can possibly work. She's very selfish, very narcissistic, blames you, won't listen to you. So what do you say when you say, I feel like this, I need this, I want this, I value this, and so do you, you must too. What does she say to that? Try that, David. Figure out who you are first, that helps. Find out what your emotional needs are, and you tell her you need these things. What does she do? If she cares about you, she'll listen, she'll learn, and she'll meet your needs. I bet she won't do any of those things. Tell her, find out what you want in life, and tell her. Find out how you feel about this, and tell her, I feel this way, because here's a problem, this simple. Here's a problem. A feeling. My body's doing something I don't like because of this relationship, and you and I need to make this go away. If you can't, it's over. If she tells you reasons, it's over. I can't do that because of this. Okay, that's fine. I get it. It's not about just this time, or that time, or sometimes. Never. You always have to meet this need. Okay? Tell her how you feel. You make me feel this way. What does she say? If she doesn't try to make you feel better, or if she can't, relationship's over. So here's a problem. We fix it. Oh, can't fix it. Relationship over. Try to keep it that simple, guys, because it is. It really is. We're making it more confusing. They are and we are. Making it harder, more stressful, because usually at that point, it's already over. It helps to find out who this person is first before we attach to them, so it makes this so difficult. If we don't attach to them but find out who they are first, we can just say, oh, this isn't going to work out. Bye. It's not like this. I'd imagine you're very stressed out on the thought of ending this relationship. Get some support. Get somebody in your corner to help you understand what's going on, okay? I hope you do if you don't already have somebody. Hope I answered your question. Let me know. Yvonne from I don't know. Let us know where you are, Yvonne. Thanks for answering my question. I'm never going to have an intimate relationship again. What are you, like 90-something years old? You don't have to make that commitment. Why? I'm just trying to get you to understand why. You're going to say, because I've been hurt. No. But that was past. Why now? Because I'm so afraid of the same experiences happening again. By different people. That's what you're saying. People I don't know. I don't want them in my life. They could be the same as the people I've had in my life. So, I don't know why you'd want to screw your whole future like that. I'll never have an intimate relationship. I don't know if you know what intimacy is. A lot of people think it's sex. No. You can have sex while being intimate, but intimate is simply alone time with someone else. That's it. Just you and I. Even if we're at an intimate little restaurant where it's little tables, everyone keeps themselves. You never want to be alone with another human being again. I understand now, but don't let this thing take over and decide that for the rest of your life. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to everyone else. Can we enjoy your company for a little while? Okay. I'm actually aware that I attract narcs. What that means is that you're attracted to people with narcissistic personality disorder. It doesn't matter who's attracted to me, right? I decide who's in my life. If I'm allowing narcissistic people with a personality disorder in my life, I'm attracted to them. People don't just come up to me like, I'm going to be in your life, and I go, okay. Toxic people try. I don't let them. I used to be attracted to people like that. I'm not anymore. So it doesn't matter who's attracted to you, okay? Why are you? What is attractive about very toxic, sick, disordered people to you, Yvonne? Starting to learn this will start helping you understand and not be so scared, and maybe you'll be intimate with another human being again someday. Okay? I'm relieved to be out of my marriage, and I'm loving being on my own. That's good. Congratulations. Probably too much. Well, that's not good. We'll look up your video you recommend. Unfortunately, I'm dealing with this alone. Don't do this alone, Yvonne. Biggest mistake you can make right now is isolate and completely do this alone. We can't. You aren't going to heal by yourself. I promise you that. Nobody is going to heal. Nobody. Anybody want to tell me I've healed all by myself? Good luck. I'll tell you how you aren't healed. I did tell him that I am not responsible for your feelings. He just went silent. Family enmeshment, light bulb moment. His family and mine. Not sure what you're saying, but good. Good to have light bulb moments, to see things, be aware more stuff, how reality really is. But again, Yvonne, thanks for sharing that. But please, just consider allowing someone in your life sometime before you die. Doesn't have to be now. But you also don't have to say that. Commit to some future lifelong promise of never having someone in my life and never being intimate again. You might mean sex. We don't need to do that either. Human beings need sex. It's not something I have at the top of my value list or anything, but we just don't need, this is your brain trying to keep you safe. And it doesn't work like that. You're trying to stay physically alive and totally ruin your life emotionally and personally. You will. Because this can't sustain like this. Okay? Thank you, Yvonne. I'm glad the marriage is over. I'm glad you're not being abused anymore. And I'm glad that you're enjoying the time by yourself, hopefully finding yourself, and learning about yourself, and healing from your past. But we can't do all of that alone. We're too social of animals. The reason you feel like this is from people, right? People will help you. They will. People hurt you. People help you. Promise. I wrote here my reply. Please don't do this alone. Reach out to anyone you know and tell them what you're going through and ask for support. The best support you can find right now is hiring a professional. This stuff is too intense. It's too complex. Your friends aren't going to be able to help you. And even if you have a friend that's a therapist, they can't help you. It's private. It's personal. That's what I mean. Therapists can't give therapy to their family members and friends. Just can't. You can ask them, they'll tell you. Our brains don't work that way. Please don't make a lifetime decision to keep people out of your life and heal from your experiences. Thanks for sharing, though. I appreciate it. I hope you consider what I've said. Thanks. Let me know. And Victoria Nunez from the Bay Area again. Is this what a smear campaign looks like? Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. Yeah, totally. I made a video last week about them. They're in the thumbnail. Totally. She's completely smearing him. And I'll need to get back into the whole thing again. I wrote, definitely she had no other reason to make the comments and statements she made than to just smear Will and make herself look good. That's it. That's all she did. And that's what smearing is. I'm going to trash somebody else to control them, make them look bad, and I'm going to be the hero. And that's what she did. She cheated on her husband. She lied for 7 years that they're together and not separated. Or she's lying when she says we've been separated and not together. So she's lying no matter what. Okay? She cheated on her husband, and she literally claimed, she brought it up and said, I was just trying to help him. What a hero. God, I hope when I get married, my wife tries to help a lot of guys. And she had no reason. She did not have to say it. She's still married to him. And she trashed him. And it's just so sad. I'm getting back into it. But yeah, that's a smear campaign. Big time. She went and destroyed his character, talked bad about him. And it was to make herself look better. And she lacks that awareness, social awareness, to understand how bad she looks. She got a lot of bad reactions from that. There's a lot of people that are done with her. And it's too bad that Will has ruined his life and his career. It's too late. He stayed in it. He stayed. He stayed in a relationship that was neglectful, that was abusive, and he lied to the public about it and protected that sick, disgusting, dependent relationship. That's all that became important to him. An addiction, like addictions are to all of us, to the point where he went up and assaulted another man in public over a joke. Yeah, anyways, I did get back into it a little bit, but yeah, that's a smear campaign. And that is all the questions, everybody. You want me to make this, or you want a new one to come out Monday? Ask questions, guys. I got about 4 or 5 people asking questions. We need more, okay? And I'm only saying this because I get so much reactions from you guys. How much they're important to you. How much you like them, but you don't ask a question. I don't know what to say. The 50 of you that tell me you like these and that you want them to continue and please don't stop, why are you not asking questions? It doesn't make sense. Ask a question. It doesn't have to be something that you really need to know the answer to. A question that other people can benefit from. But I can't make the video without questions, so it's up to you. Thank you, guys. Love yourself first, okay? We'll see you again. Have a beautiful week. Anybody that wants coaching, you can find me at daviddemars.com. Anybody who likes this video, wants them to continue, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share, okay? Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.